job on it, you know. Like Devil May Cry, it's like you can't really do anything else to it. You really can't. It's just, it is what it is. The PS2 graphics with the same voice actors, you know, and that's it. It's the same fucking game. Guys, do you remember Silent Hill 2 and 3 when they remade it HD or whatever the fuck? And they made it, they bundled it, and they brought it back to PS3. Remember that shit? Guess what? It ended up way worse than the previous fucking titles. One, the voice acting got really bad. They replaced every single fucking dialogue with the worst piece of the worst fucking voice actors ever in existence. It was ridiculously stupid. And two, the graphics were worse than usual. They ported it over to PS3 and it looked like shit. Like honestly, for people that haven't played Silent Hill HD, I wouldn't imagine them having any kind of problem whatsoever. I really wouldn't. Because, you know, it's new to them. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about for, like, the hardcore veterans that, you know, that started out playing Silent Hill 2 and 3. Like, 1, 2, and 3 were the best in the series. And when we saw that, we could easily... Yes, I know. I need to quack myself big time. When we talk about games that get rehashed, it always gets under my skin. I apologize for all the potty language, but sometimes it's necessary. Anywho, but I'm talking about for all of the experienced Silent Hill players that kind of understood, you know, understood Silent Hill. It wasn't a godsend. There was many things that were wrong. Like the atmosphere was dumbed down. You know, the graphics were dumbed down. The fog, the infamous eerie fog, wasn't all that well, really. And the voice acting was just poop. You know, like James Sunderland and like and Cheryl were basically, you know, they had like the regular voice acting, they had like that eerie, you know, mysterious tone to them. You know, every time they talk, you always like wonder, what are they thinking about? You know what I mean? Like they give you like these short sentences, but they're not like short sentences as like, okay, what was the point of him saying that? It kind of had like a background to it, you know, especially when James talks about his especially when James talks about his, you know, his dying wife, Mary, he'll say a couple of sentences, but the thing is, like, the way he says it, it leaves, like, the viewer thinking, okay, you know, like, he says, for instance, my wife was never the best role model. It leaves you into thinking, does that mean he thinks that he didn't like her so much, or he wanted to be away from her, or he wanted to improve her life, you know, towards the last days of her, you know, of being on her deathbed, you know. I'm sorry, V-Drum. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And whenever we talk, like, guys, I just gotta let you know, every time we talk about, or if we talk about games that have been rehashed, like, it has never really been a positive experience for me personally. Because some of these games, like Silent Hill, Devil May Cry, Legend of Zelda, you know, I used to follow them, like, religiously. Like, I was a huge nerd. I really was. And when I see like these new rehashed games that that come out, you know, it really feels like a huge insult. It really does. Because they kind of ruin the image of what we previously wanted or previously grew up with, you know, because it feels like more like a moneymaker, like a cash-in, instead of so much of rekindling that passion, that childhood passion, that mysterious magic that games have on us when we first play it. Ah, shit. I just want to do uppercut. That's all I want to do. I'll do it. Uppercut. There we go. Oh my god. Oh, when our toesies touch, Jago feels all happy inside. Oh, nice break. That was a good break. Okay, but setting aside, I just want to apologize for all the profanity. Sorry, guys. I got a little bit too into it. My apologies. V-Drum, tell your mama I said sorry. we do say profanity. We do say a certain level of profanity in the stream, but I think I went a little bit too overboard, so my apologies. If you want me to apologize to your parents, please get them to watch the stream, and I will say sorry. I really mean it, though. Do you think the new Twisted Metal that came out for the PS3 was good, Grims? You know what? The last Metal Gear, I was gonna say Metal Gear. The last Twisted Metal that I played was Twisted Metal Black for the PS2, and I felt like that wasn't the best Twisted Metal, but it was the best transition into a new generation of Twisted Metal. That's how I felt, and nothing could take that away from me. Like the other one, I wasn't really too interested in because it seemed kind of loony. Twisted Metal Black, though, was supposed to be extremely dramatic. Like, we're not messing around here, kids. We're gonna get really down and dirty and scary. And they did a great job because in the other Twisted Metals, like 1 through 3, it was pretty creepy. You know, when you would see like the biography or whatever, and when you beat the game with certain people, it would tell you exactly what they did. And it would kind of leave you with like a, you know, when kids had a huge imagination, it would kind of leave you with this thought of like, you know, like a scene going in your head, you know what I mean, of what's happening through the dialogue. And, you know, of course, adults today, they'll think, yeah, that's silly, you know, like, what's a sweet tooth, you know what I mean? Like a clown, you know, driving an ice cream truck, that's stupid, that's silly, you know. But as a kid, it, you know, it really kind of just touched our scary nerves, you know what I mean? And Twisted Metal Black was kind of like, this is what it would be like if it was a bit more realistic, but not straying away too much from the original characteristics of the old killer Twisted Metal cast. And they did a great job. You know, because, let me think here. For instance, Sweet Tooth in the other games, he was just a clown. He was just a regular clown in a ice cream truck that just wanted to deliver ice cream to kids, but he was a little bit psychotic, and yeah, right? That was basically it. But in Twisted Metal Black, he was, you know, what was he, like an escaped convict? I think he was an escaped convict, and the thing is, he still had kind of like, you know, the same ice cream truck. He still had that creepy intention of going around neighborhoods and, you know, like saying, you better hide your kids or else, you know, you're never gonna see them again. And, you know, he's murdered like hundreds and hundreds of people for fun, but he uses kind of like a clown and ice cream truck as his like creepy persona, so that way it strikes fear into everyone when they hear like an ice cream truck theme. You know what I mean? And it was like, okay, they did a really great job. It's more realistic. It's way creepier, but it doesn't stray away from the tradition of how Twisted Metal was. It really didn't. It was still kind of like this same old feeling, but with a new twist. And that's why I felt like, you know what? Even though this isn't the best Twisted Metal, I'm so glad they didn't mess it up, and I'm having tons of fun with it. My goodness, I feel like I'm a chatterbox tonight. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed my little view of these old school games being rehashed, the pros and cons. I should have made a video about it, to be honest. I'll probably do that someday. I don't know. But that's just my view. I'm not, I definitely don't want to make it seem like my view is kind of like, it's supposed to relate to everyone else's, and people that disagree with me is obsolete. I don't want anybody to feel that way. You know, where I would say Silent Hill 2 and 3 was ass, another person would say, no, it was a pretty good game, you know? And I can't argue with that because it's a different childhood, different legacy, different preference. But, you know, a great deal, and a majority, you know, feel kind of that similar feeling. So, in other words, play games, enjoy, have fun. That's all. Oh shit. Hadouken! Oh. Oh no! And that's how I got my name, Mr. Grimm's. In long story short.
I'm afraid your path ends here.
Whew. I am pooped. I talked so much. How do I feel about the reboot? Oh, you know what, Ostrich? That's actually a great question you brought up. Deltron Blakes, how are you, man? Tomb Raider? I felt like Tomb Raider, the first game was absolutely revolutionary in my eyes for like exploration, platforming kind of deal. What I feel with Tomb Raider is I feel like they just kind of made their own version. What would happen if Lara was here? What would happen if Lara was there? Not so much rebooting or anything, because everything was kind of the same. You know, she had the same two guns, the same mechanics of climbing shit, you know, all this other stuff. But, you know, like, they always kept the format the same, and it still felt like Tomb Raider, even though some of the spots might have been different, you know, from a tomb to the city to the streets. You know, it really, at that point, it was like, okay, here's Tomb Raider, but which game will suit the consumer, the ones that love a more urban kind of, an urban setting more, or like dealing with just like, you know, like ancient temples only kind of deal, or people that kind of like the transition from the ancient temples to the you know, to the urban setting. You know, that's how I see it. Because when they made all the other Tomb Raiders, I'm sure they were thinking, you know, like, we gotta change it up, guys. We can't just keep it tombs only. We need to put more story to Lara Croft, you know, and see if people enjoy it. Because when you first played Tomb Raider 1, there was like only very, very little information about Lara Croft. You know, she was rich, she was an explorer, and she'd do anything to get whatever treasure she's been wanting to look out for, or wanting to look for. Jesus, this guy knows how to break. Okay, my mind just went blank for some reason. Backdash! No! No, you cannot. Oh! Dang. I really gotta break that. Yes, please do. Ah. Yeah, the infamous dash forward eclipse, you got no place to go. Yeah, forget that. Oh my god.